Alright guys, just getting started. I'm going to do a little video today on fishing the bridge. Now you can see I'm a good ways back to it. I'm at the beginning of the no wake zone for it. Let's look around in this area, because what happens, water comes back and forth through a bridge, they make current here. And the bass and crappie will set up on stumps, rocks, anything to get out of that current. And they want to be at close to the edge of the current, because when that current is moving, it's sucking shad through, okay? So I'm going to take my live scope and I'm going to start back in here. All right, here's a school. I can get him. Let me show you. Right there. See that little flicker right there? That's a small school of bait fish. It's not many and they're very small, but that's fine. I see a bass. There's a couple bass out there kicking on the bottom. There's a couple fish right here. Right there. Now, they could be a bass. I don't think they're crappie. All right, see what happens at a bridge? There's a couple over at 50 feet. So I'm gonna look around here and see if I can find some what I think is a crappie and throw at them. All right. Okay, guys, I got a fish. My boat's turning around because I got spot lock on. Yeah, it's a crappie. That's a small one. Now this is pre-spawn, guys. So they're trying to spawn. We've got some on stumps. You know, that's a real small one. Hey, that's on the 2-inch swim bait. Let me show you what I found. Right there. See him right there? I've gotten too close to him. I'm gonna move my boat a little bit here, guys. All right, guys, I caught another one out of this group. I think they're gonna be all real small. I think we'll go ahead and move on. That's a really small one there too. They're all paying attention to it. The wind's done got me turned around. I'm throwing a swim bait, guys. A lot of times right at the spawn, the swim bait's hard to find, but right there they are. You can see they're not very big. You know, I was wondering yesterday where all the small crappie were, because I caught a lot of nice 9 to 11 and a half inches yesterday. And I was wondering, where are the babies this time of year? Right there's where they are. I found them. All right, let's look around here some more. All right, guys, I'm on the other side of the bridge now. Now I'm telling you, I said this is pre-spawn, so these crappie are scattered. There was few around the pilings, a few. Very rocky there, a lot of rocks in the water there where they've been throwing in. It gets fished a lot there. I see people fishing the bank there all the time. I have caught citation crappie, which in Virginia is 2 pounds from that bridge, from the bank. But as I came through, there's crappie scattered around here, and they're on rocks, stumps, any little cover on the bottom. Like I say, bridges will do that. Let me show you. Like, see that little piece of cover right here? See if I can get a better shot of it. I can't get a very good shot of it. Right there, that's where that one come from. So here's a couple fish right here. You can see I'm setting at 11 feet, and it's dropping a little deeper because the channel don't run through that bridge. It's close to it. It's where they dug it out when they made the bridge. Some on this lake, and I don't know if every lake's the same or not. On this lake, the channel, where the creek channel used to be, is not at the bridge. It's over there about that telephone pole, if y'all can see it or not. They do that so when the bridge was made, guys, they didn't have to deal with water. They made the bridge and all the cement. Then they came back and dug a trough from, you know, with a deep trough here, so boats can go through not having problems. It's actually 22 foot right there. And once you come out of that 22 foot, it goes up to about 8 foot through the bridge. And as you go through the bridge and take a little bit to the left, it goes deeper again. So, and all the bridges on this lake are like that. All right. Got another one off that spot I showed y'all. I think it's where the bottom's really rough around here. That's why it's always been a good crappie and bass place. As I said in the earlier clip, they did a lot of digging here with equipment before the lake was flooded. And I can see some big rocks and stuff. You can see some rocks that are coming out, look like big corner rocks. Maybe where they set the pumps on. Maybe they poured some cement squares. That's what it looks like. It looks like a square piece of cement. Pollen's bombing, guys. I'm sorry. Y'all can see it on my boat and on my depth finder. I got to stop every once in a while. If y'all haven't noticed, look at all the trees. Yeah. And I think it's where they set their pumps up on or something. Some on both sides. A lot of the local guys here, when I first moved here, go like, "You fished the bridge?" Yeah. Well, yeah, the bridge has stumps on both sides, crappie getting on. Well, since I got a live scope, I can tell them that something. They're not stumps. They're big hunks of cement, and they're square looking. They're not round. They're not natural. They was man-made, and they're on both corners. And that's my guess. It's something they used for equipment when they was working on this bridge. It's hard to tell. Maybe they had big walks on it. I don't know, but that's what it is. Crappie like them, bass like them. All right. So I'm gonna kick across here. I'm gonna catch maybe 1 or 2 more of these. I don't know if I'll show them to y'all or not. It's not the video's not about how many crappie I catch, but I'm gonna catch a bunch. I've been catching a bunch every day last couple months anyway. I'm gonna go across here, and we'll check it as I go across. We'll check the other side. I'll go down the riprap just a little ways, all right? But my point of the video is, anytime you have a bridge, in that area of that bridge, there's usually fish, and people will put structure down, man-made structure down, usually around a bridge somewhere. And I'm gonna check back to this right side of this bridge, because they had to bring it's a low spot right there in the bank. That's an old road that goes across here. The old bridge, before they built the lake, is out there. It's actually out to the left of this boat. The cement is still there. I've never caught a crappie off of it. I check it once in a while. It's in about 12 foot of water, but I've never caught a crappie off of it. But we're going to run out across this road bed, because if they had a road bed there, that means there's a high spot here. It's going to drop a little bit, right? And should have some stumps on it. So we're going to check this corner too. I don't think this one's a crappie. I've got a couple more, guys, I haven't showed to you. Yeah, it is a crappie. I've caught a couple more small ones I haven't showed you off that same spot. Like I said, I wasn't going to show you all of them. I wasn't going to show you all of them. That's a nice one. I get a hold of it. I can get a hold of the hook, guys. I can't see it, it's a problem. Oops, I done bent the hook now. I bent my hook because I couldn't see it. Y'all ever do that? Alright, now I can see it. That's alright, I got more of them. There you go. It was double hooked back through him. Then went through him and came back in him, didn't it? That's a nice one there. Bam. Alright, guys. This is another one. Got another nice one. Figured this was a nice one, so I'll cut my camera on. Oh, I shouldn't have picked him up. I'm not cutting it on the little ones. Oops. Well. That's why you got to watch light line right there. There you go. It came off, guys. There you go. That's a decent fish. I don't think it's going to be a crappie. Now, guys, I just caught a crappie and gave y'all a little talk about what's there. It could be. And when I went to cut my camera off, it wasn't cut off. I done broke my line once on that today. 4-pound test, you got to be careful. That's a decent fish. We've been catching babies. That's a nice one. He thumped it too. That's a pretty fish. Look at the colors in him. See how it turns these blues and purples up here? Isn't that pretty? There you go, buddy. That's what got you in trouble right there. I do that a lot, guys. Y'all notice that's the thumbnail? I'll stop that and make a thumbnail out of that, because it gives you an idea what I'm fishing with in the thumbnail. You can look at it and go like, oh, he's fishing with a new bait, or he's fishing with this color. A lot of y'all guys are buying the baits, you know the color. Somebody commented to me a couple of videos back that they like the fry. The fry is an 1.5 inch one. This is called the shiner. This one has a shad shape. It's got a real skinny tail back in here. See how thin it gets? So that tail moves really easy. Both of them are good swim baits. I spent a long time looking for these molds to pick out the perfect molds to put on my site. I'm very picky about the baits I put on there. If they don't have good action, if I don't like them, and the colors, they don't go on the website, guys. LakeCountryBaits.com, they don't go on there if I ain't happy with them. Anything you buy on there is caught fish, it wouldn't be on there. I give some away. I've sent some to different states to people, colors. If it's a new color, I've sent some to different people. Said, he's made a comment, he's in Mississippi, he crappie fishes all the time. I've sent some to people I know that fish a couple days a week. I mean, I want you to fish with them and get back to me within a week or two so I can decide what I'm gonna do with it, you know. So I try to send them out to people I know that fish a lot. He's retired, people like that get out there and get after him. And This shiner has been doing good, and the guy said it's his favorite bait is the swim baits. Well, they catch fish, guys. Y'all see me catching fish on them? I just had a bump right there. They catch fish. There's no problem. They're kind of like using, somebody's talking about an underspin here a while back. I can't remember who it was. I mentioned underspin. I've got some, and we'll work with them, see what we can do with those two one day. Underspins are not great on this lake. They're at their best in the next couple weeks, okay, when the fish are spawning, so they'll be at their best. Let me get a picture of this, what I'm fishing here. I had it the last time, I don't have a good shot of it now. Right here it is. I told y'all about the rocks. Let me go a little further. See how flat that is, and that drops off? See the shadow of it? It's a square block, and see the crappie are right on the edge of it. See here? There's a fish. That's what I'm casting at. There you go. I keep moving my scope. See the fish there? And you see this square block. See what's black? It's cause it's straight up and down falling. They're hanging right on the edge of that square block. And that square block is not a natural shape, so they had to be man-made, didn't it? Now you can see how flat that spot is. Coming out underneath the water there. See, it comes out flat before it drops. Some small fish there, and that's on this side. There's some crappie on that one. Look at there. I said it wasn't none on that side. They're up further. A few on it. And this don't act like a crappie either. I think it's gonna be a bass. No? Wow. I told you. Come here, don't break my line. Figured this could be a bass. That's the dangers of throwing a 2-inch swim bait, guys. You catch a lot of these things too. But if you just want to go out and have fun, go down the bank. Put one of these 2-inch swim baits on. Go down the bank. You're gonna catch bass and some perch. Somebody could say, Dennis, you was rough on him. We were supposed to kill him. They tell us to kill him, guys. It's a spotted bass. They're not supposed to be in here. This lake's full of them, 8 to 10 inches, and they want to get rid of them. Game Commission put a thing out in the local paper and told us to put them in your live well, take them home, put them in the garden, whatever, but don't throw them back. I have a hard time not throwing them back. All right, guys, I threw up on this other corner, and I came back out of the bridge. Like I say, that's a little bass too. Well, there might have been bass I seen there. So you see the riprap. All that chatter was riprap, but if you looked around, you seen a couple little long marks. They're fish. I can see at this angle. I can see them. Let me see if the boat's moving, guys. Right here. See, that's a fish. I'm looking at a different angle. That's a fish. See? I'm looking down the side of the riprap now instead of straight into it. Shot eye, there's two right there. The fish shot I showed y'all earlier was looking right into it. But when you look right into it like that, it looks busy, but like, see right here? There's a fish. Right there's one. You gotta be able to pick them out. It gets too busy on you. Look here. Right there's some bait fish. But anyway, look at that. See here? Is that a limb laying right there? Nah, it's the bottom. There's some small fish right there. So yeah, you can change the angle sometimes. It helps you see. Same spot. But you could. I know when I looked at it the first time, I was thinking after I done, I thought, well, some of y'all probably saying that's just a mess of green. Yeah, it is. You got to learn to be able to pick it out. Pick out the fish. And I'm going by the shapes of it. You know, you got all this clutter, but you got little football shapes. And here and there, that's a fish. Like I say, it's not a bunch there. It's a couple right there. I'm still looking down the side of it here. It's one here and there, and they all could be bass. I don't know. I think that small group is probably, I showed you, it's probably a school of small crappie or bait fish. I don't know. I don't see anything now. See how those crappie on that hump? That's what I was telling you earlier. I got a better angle of it. Yep, they're right on that hump in it. See, that's where that flat rock is, which is right here. See, it's right off the edge of the bridge. So when you get around these bridges, not just the pilings, you need to look around. If you got a side find or down imaging, you need to kick around there a little bit and look around, see if you can find some other cover there that could be holding fish, guys. This bridge here, the pilings will hold some fish, but they get beat from the bank right there. Both sides, from bank fishermen. They got a path down through the way they park their vehicle up there. And I've done it before. I have fished from the bank there. But it gets beat a lot, and it's not real deep. It's deep out in the channel. It's only about 3 foot at the pilings, which is enough which is enough water most of the time. But once the spawn is over, they'll pull back out here, and they're gonna get back around this cover I'm showing you. But that's in 12, 14 foot of water. And anytime the boat traffic comes through, there's a restaurant around this corner. So when the boat traffic's going hard or the wind's going hard right now from that side, they might not stay there, guys. Okay. All right, guys. Let's fish back in this corner. We done caught a bunch around this bridge. I can sit right here and catch fish all day. Like I said, it's a pile right there and it's a pile up there. It's about 30 at each place. There's probably 60 crappie right there I know of. Them bass are hard on swim baits, guys. I've still got the same one, but I'm gonna tell you right now, they done tore it. The bass have. We're gonna see if we get another crappie out of it. We don't have many. We can't waste them. I got a whole pack. That's the first one out of the pack, guys. Y'all want to check them out? It's called a shiner. It's this body style, and this is the flash color. And you see the water has a real light stain to it. The Virginia shad, the flash color, silver bullet, all those will work in light stained water to clear water in any of the baits. I also have it in OJ if you're fishing dirtier water. It comes in OJ, Azure. Okay, so some other colors, Blue Boy. Blue Boy would be a great color if you got a little stain to your water. All right, guys, I caught one off the. Oh, it's gonna be a bass. I was gonna say I caught one off the riprap. There's a fish kicking around here. I told you I could see fish. They're hard to catch here. I've been switching colors. That's a little largemouth there. I don't think all of them are a little largemouth. I think some of them are crappie, but I just don't think the crappie have pulled up that shallow yet. I'll show you. But there's fish on this riprap. I've been throwing at them here for about 10 minutes since I talked to you. Like see how see there? That's a fish. That's a fish. That's a fish. See, that's where the riprap stops. Can you see that? There's one. See there? Now you can see them. See these long marks right here? I don't know if the sun's letting y'all see them or not. But yeah, right there's one. See, they're right above where the rock. Right there's two right there. So here's two fish. But that's what they're doing. And I went to this little Tweety bird, so I could slow it down and let it fall and try to get them to bite. And that's how I finally caught that bass. But they're very hard to cast because they're really, really shallow and they're really at the end of the rocks. You cannot let your bait hit the bottom in those rocks. It gets down and cracks those rocks, that's it. But there you go, guys. At a bridge, there's a lot to fish. There's more than you think there. And not every bridge is the same, guys. I know bridges on this lake that you're wasting your time. They're just flat around them. There's nothing there. There's small bridges. There's big bridges here, too, that there's always crappie on them. Always crappie. There's always somebody fishing there. There's ropes hanging down from the bridge and people tie themselves to them. Curl Lake's the same way. This bridge will hold crappie till about end of June. My son have came here, and I came here many times in the evenings when he was small. We'd use menace, and we'd go and tie ourselves to those pilings in this fished area. Like I say, because crappie will use a lot of stuff in this area. They'll use a lot of the rocks. They'll use those big rocks on the end. They'll use that deep pool at times. Yesterday evening, there was some in that deep hole. They're not there today. Again, I say this a lot. Crappie move, guys. If you go out one place and find them one day, that's not. You could go. Say you find them at 10 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the evening, you go back to the same place and they're not there. They don't set one place all the time. If it's a really good spot and a really good bridge, there'll be fish on that bridge almost all the time. Might not be the same school, but there'll be fish on there a lot because they're going to use it for good reasons. It's got shade, it's got moving water, and it's got bait fish. If you need crappie, need a couple things, right? They need a place to hide around either shade. They like the shade from the pillars, right? They usually get in the shade, or that's why they like docks. And they need something to eat. If no food's coming, they're not seeing any food in a little while, they could go on. At a bridge, there's usually food because of the current and for the menace and the shad to travel, they got to go through that bridge to go on back of this creek. You can go probably another 1.5 miles back here. That's where I live. I live back in this creek, guys. That's why I know this bridge good. I go through it. I go through it 3 or 4 times a week. I fish it a lot. I live in a subdivision on the opposite side of the lake. Those 2 houses you see right there are in the subdivision I live in. It starts right there and goes clean to the back of this creek, which is about 1.5 miles. It's a big subdivision, guys. It's a waterfront subdivision. We have a boat ramp you can use. We have a picnic area, that type of thing. If you live in the subdivision, we have dues you pay. You can use all that stuff. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all. Fishing bridges, fishing lake country. Hope I shared something with you. If you never tried the swim baits, try them. that's what I'm going to do today. I'm gonna go now and fish some stumps and make some videos on fishing stumps with swim baits. See y'all guys next time.